Feels good. What is up, rockheads, YouTube people? Today I am going to go and try to find Native American rock shelter. Apparently there is one in this area that I am exploring. I'm going to look at some possible candidates of where that might have been. We're also going to hike these trails and see what we can find. I'm going to look for some lithic material, maybe some quartz, to possibly flint knap into a spear point or an arrowhead. And we'll see what other surprises this trail has for us. You guys are going to love this video. So I was driving around and I saw on my Google Maps something marked with Native American rock shelters in this area. And apparently there's a trail that goes right up to it. And there's also, I was reading the sign on the way in here, there's also some granite cliffs, as well as some interesting Native American stone structures, maybe. So I'm gonna just walk this trail and see if I could come across it. We'll see. I've never been here before, I don't know. There it is. That's probably one of those giant woodpeckers. Maybe we'll see it. Sounds far away. I don't know. Let me zoom out. So, I've shown these before in videos. Walking stick. Hiking defense. Don't walk with that end though. Hiking in the woods? The heck? Quartz. It's not high quality though. This is.
Here's this.
So there is some high quality quartz in the area. So I'm noticing some pretty high quality rocks in the trail. I'm not going to dig this out. Maybe I will. Just get a look at it. That's a mix. It's actually not so good. It's a mix of quartz and other lithic materials. It's not so great. Looked good from that angle though. So this is very sandy ground with quartz mixed in. So I'm not sure if an ancient river came through here or something. I really have no idea about this area. Let's go. So right along here is more of New England rock walls, just out in the middle of the woods. These things just go for miles and miles. So that woodpecker back that way is obnoxiously slamming his head into a tree. And then that bird is screaming for his life, apparently. Loud. So this stuff here is called mountain laurel, and it grows on hills. You can see the hill starts right here. We're already going up, but there's a big rocky outcrop over there, and the mountain laurel just starts suddenly right there, right at the base of the hill. It starts suddenly, and all of a sudden it's all mountain laurel. This, during summer, grows a really pretty pink and white flower. I'll try to clip that in if I could find a picture of it. A lot of the rock here is sandstone up on this hill with some granite and quartz mixed in. That's the granite. And there's just little speckles of quartz. You can see it glimmering in the sand. And there's some larger nuggets, but I'm not seeing anything too pure up here. And I'm just keeping an eye on the local rocks here, the geology, and as well as the plants, what's around, what's on the hill here. So a lot of states I know don't have large rocky outcrops like this. This thing's gigantic. And apparently you could walk along the top of it a little bit. I don't know yet. But I see a lot of openings in those. So over time, these things would be called rock shelters, but they collapse over time. Originally, they were like naturally shaped caves that collapse. So people used to live here. This used to be somebody's house thousands of years ago. More than likely. It's just a guess. I mean, it says Native American rock shelters out there, so I'm assuming there's a cave right there that has not collapsed. Sit in and be protected.
Yeah, there's a few spots you could lay down and be protected from the rain and wind. Maybe have a little campfire down there.
Well, if you put a campfire in something like this, if this heats up, it might fall. So if you go back and look at some old Les Stroud episodes of Survivor Man, he talks about setting a fire in rock shelters like this and his fear of the rock splitting from the heat and falling on top of him while he's sleeping. So you're not going to want to do that unless you absolutely have to.
Oh, we've got some nice quartz crystals right here too. Oh, look at that. It looks like smoky quartz.
So there's a few caves speckled throughout this hill, and all of those are large enough to get out of the rain, get out of wind, get out of storms. And if you had a camp here, you could put the fire right in front of the cave and it would still heat up the cave, and you wouldn't have to worry about what I was talking about earlier. But all along here is ancient homes. That's what caves look like in New England, and not like southwestern cave systems where they're huge. They're little underhangs, pretty much.
Shelters.
Yeah, little underhang shelters that people actually lived in. Pretty cool. Now in those shelters, in the little burrows, there's all kinds of animals living in there. So people used to live in them, now animals live in them. What is that? There's something abandoned up there. It's like an old truck that somebody used a shotgun on. Tried to make it look like Bonnie and Clyde's car. Look at that. New bike in there.
It's like an old boxcar. Three bikes.
Things you find in the woods in New England.
I think I spotted another abandoned car in the woods. I'm gonna come down this game trail and check it out. And I think I see more potential rock shelters too. Yeah, we are nowhere near a modern road, so this is pretty wild. This one is like upside down. Just give you a 360 so you can see where we're at. Down by a creek. Trail is up there. There's a little stream here too. This car is a little more modern than the other one. See a bird's nest in there. Bird's nest. Really small stream.
So I looked on the map, and this hill of rocky outcrops goes for, it looks like a few miles. So there's a few miles of rock shelters, it looks like, from looking at the Google Earth map. I found what's called crystal quartz. It's the littlest, tiniest piece. And it's almost clear like glass, but this is actually a rock. This is quartz crystal. Always through the trails. Gotta climb through that. Fun, fun, fun. Not sure what that is. That's either a duck or a raccoon. Or a bird. I don't know. I don't know what that is. That would be perfect for living, to have fresh water running right past your houses like that. Quartz here is pretty pure, very white. It's a flake right there. So all along this area there's a lot of quartz outcrops, which is very good for stone tools if you don't want to travel very far from your homes, which would be right back up in there. So they could easily just come along in the woods here, which probably wasn't like this that long ago. But you could even go back to that little tiny creek and look for quartz cobbles in the water. Crack them open, make your stone tools right from your home. So I hope you guys enjoyed taking that hike and looking around at the local lithics here and the possible shelters that small families might have lived in thousands of years ago, and possibly what they might have used for their tool source. And hopefully you enjoyed the New England spring, the sounds coming back, and you can't feel the heat, but it's pretty hot. So let me know what your guys' favorite hiking trail is and what you like to see in the woods when you're walking through. I got to see some shot up cars. That was pretty cool. Let me know what you guys like to see on trails when you guys go hiking. Let me know in the comments. And maybe I'll go and look for those sorts of things too. I guess that's it for me, guys. The sun's kind of hot on my head. So that's it for me, and I'll see you guys soon. See you. So what do you guys like to see on trails? Woods roosters.
Chickens.
Chickens. So what do you guys like to see on trails? Let me know in the comments. I'm just gonna keep that in. What do you guys like to see on trails? I'm going to show you what I like to see. The kinds of things that I like to see on trails when I'm hiking.